This case is really sad, y'all. This is really sad. What's going on with this girl? Honestly, the littlest amount of oil. This woman is facing 9 years. This is crazy. It's crazy. Russian prosecutors asked a judge during the closing arguments on Thursday to sentence Brittney to 9.5 years in prison, just shy of the maximum 10 years that she is eligible to receive. Both a verdict and potential sentence in the WNBA stars drug smuggling trial are expected Thursday, which is today, her attorney is reporting. Closing arguments ended with Brittney herself having to find a word, standing in the defendant's cage at the back of the tiny courtroom. Brittney took responsibility for her mistake and apologized to her family, her teammates, and her Russian club for the embarrassment that she had brought on all of them. I never meant to hurt anyone. I never meant to put in jeopardy the Russian population. I never meant to break any laws here. I made an honest mistake, and I hope that in your ruling that it doesn't end my life here. This is so sad. I mean, this is really sad because when you think about it, 9.5 years for basically about a teaspoon worth of oil is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. Hey, Kiki, how you doing? Good morning to you too. If this isn't the most ridiculous thing ever to spend 9.5 years in jail for something that your doctor prescribed to you, this was something that was prescribed to her to have. She has medical reasons for this because of pain to have it. Now, if it was in America, they would have breezed her by and kept it moving because she has a medical, reason for having it because being an athlete, her body goes through a lot of pain during, playing basketball. So basically, she's facing 9.5 years in prison, shy of the maximum, for having a spoonful of THC oil. This is what she's going to spend 9.5 years for. It basically is the amount of a teaspoon worth of oil. Is this crazy or not? I don't know. And it's not even a full teaspoon of oil that she's going to serve time for. It's not like she brought 2 pounds of hash and, a bag of cocaine or something. No, this is just a teaspoon worth of oil. She is facing 9.5 years in jail for something that her doctor prescribed to her to have. So she's saying, I know everybody keeps talking about political pawn and politics, but I hope that this is far from this courtroom. I want to say again that I had no intention of breaking Russian laws. I had no intentions. I did not conspire or plan to commit this crime. For Brittany, a guilty verdict has been a near certainty since even before the WNBA star confessed to packing in too great a hurry and accidentally taking a vape cartridge containing cannabis oil in her luggage. Not only do Russian courts rarely acquit defendants under any circumstances, the Kremlin also has incentives to preserve its leverage in a prisoner swap negotiation with the US. So this is basically all about trying to get their prisoner, and they're using Brittany as the scapegoat. Can you imagine you're sitting there as a black woman? I'm not even gonna I don't want to bring race into it, but can you imagine as a black woman you're in it sitting in a jail cage And the people that make your decision are making this decision about whether you go free or serve time. None of them look like you. So, the thing that we have to appreciate about the American US system is that when you go to court and stuff like that, sometimes the people involved in this trial and stuff, they look like you. Hey, Ray Ray. Hey, Ravens. Hey, Woo Child. What's up, Mama? How you doing? I hope you're doing good. But this is absolutely bonkers. And turn it up so y'all can hear, but it's all in Russian. Brittany looks defeated, y'all. Like Brittany looks broken down. She looks broken down. She looks like she is basically just holding it together by a thin thread. Um, Imagine being in a foreign country. You're not a, know the laws, the rules of the land. You did something that is very legal in our country to do. You're rushing to escape because of a war breaking out. You don't think about what you're packing, and bow, you're in a cage. A cage. They have her sitting in a cage with a table next to them talking about her faith. I'm not going to front. I was born and raised in New York City, but I would be scared shitless. I'd be scared. I feel so bad and scared for her. Me too. She is facing literally 9.5 years, y'all. Right. And I'm sure she doesn't know what they're saying. I would be stressed and yeah, yep, depressed. Yep, definitely would be depressed. Look at her. She is not even looking at the person that's talking to her. She's looking down. She looks like she is absolutely defeated. You know what? A part that y'all don't remember, I want y'all to remember that this is an Olympic gold medalist. She has won medals for the United States. She is Olympic gold medalist. And she is sitting in a Russian courtroom in a cage. Kiki, I know she's listening to the translator, but she's not even like, when you like a person's talking to you, you look at them and you're engaging with them. She's not even engaging really with this translator. She's looking despondent. She has clearly lost some weight. Right, she's dazed. Yep. She's lost some weight too, which would also cause her to look dazed. If you're not eating properly,
Следственные действия, а именно допрос в качестве подозреваемого до 17 февраля 2022 года и 14 апреля 2022 года, ознакомление обвиняемой защиты установления назначения.
Y'all pray for this girl that she does not receive 9.5 years. With Joe Biden having C-19 again, I don't know if that slowed up the negotiation for, the negotiation for the trade of the Russian prisoner for her to come back over here and us to send that Russian prisoner back over to them. But come on now. Something got to be done.
Она фактически была лишена права на свободное передвижение, в результате чего для исправления разрешения был превышен установленный законом срок задержания 48 часов, но также признают несостоятельными, поскольку соответствует пункту 36-347 ПДР, защитив участок системы, фактического задержания лица, подозреваемых в совершении преступления, в случае предусмотренного 91-92 ПДР. Согласно материалам дела, в порядке 91-92 ПДР, подозрение в совершении преступления, предусмотренного пунктом В, часть 29 примерно часть.
So what is the problem? Russia wants 2 prisoners in the swap for the American Brittney. Putin's not ready to swap Brittney for an arms dealer. Russia could demand Kremlin insider extracted last year to U.S. Okay, so Moscow is leaning towards rejecting a prisoner swap unless it gets 2 Russians in return for the 2 Americans the U.S. wants released. So this is why this has dragged on, and as far as it has. So the U.S. has called on Russia to free Brittney and former U.S. Marine Paul, offering to free convicted arms dealer Victor Bout. Discussions have been stop and start since June, with Moscow reluctant to agree to a deal it sees as unequal. The people said, asking not to be identified, discussing confidential information. Russia has not yet supplied a detailed response to the Americans' proposal. So that is what's going on right here. And Jeff, I already probably know typically what you are, so I get it. You will probably feel that she deserves it. But honestly, how can she deserve it if she was legally had a doctor's note and had a prescription and everything to have that oil with her because of pain? So why does she deserve it? Let me tell you something. The same way when Trump was in office, Trump helped and got ASAP Rocky and different other people off for doing things. The same way everybody else gets to get off for doing things. This person actually had a doctor's note for her thing. And I don't think for having a teaspoon worth of oil is worth 9.5 years. Является неоднократным чемпионом различных соревнований по женскому баскетболу и осуществляет благотворительную деятельность. В качестве обстоятельств смягчающих наказание судьи Грайнер суд учитывает фактор преступления частичное признание вины, раскаяние в содеянном, ее состояние здоровья, осуществление благотворительной деятельности. Обстоятельства, предусмотренные статьей 63 порядка смягчающих наказание судьи Грайнер, суд не усматривает. С учетом всех обстоятельств дела, характера и тяжести совершенных ранее преступных деяний, личности поступившей, ее отношения к содеянию, наличие смягчающих отсутствия тягчайших наказаний обстоятельств, суд приходит к убеждению, что цель наказания могут быть достигнуты исключительно при условии назначения грани наказания материального лишения свободы в пределах санкций, часть 2 229 прим. 1, части 9 статьи 228 Уголовного кодекса Российской Федерации.
В этом случае считает необходимым назначить ранее дополнительное наказание в виде штрафа по пункту В части 2 статьи 229 прим. 1, размер которого суд определяет в степени тяжести совершенного преступления, имущественном положении подсудимого или судимого. При определении размера наказания подсудимого ранее суд руководствуется первым частью 3 статьи 60 и частью 3 4 статьи 69 КРС. Исключительных обстоятельств, а также других обстоятельств, существенно нарушающих степень общественной опасности, совершенного крайнего преступления, предусмотренного пунктом Б, части 2 229 прим. 1 КРС, но не установлено, с чем основания определения положения 64 КРС не имеется. Исходя из фактических обстоятельств дела, степень общественной опасности, совершенного крайнего деяния, предусмотренного пунктом Б, части 2 статьи 229 прим. КРС, суд рассматривает достаточно разумных оснований для изменения категории преступления в рамках применения положений части 6 статьи 15 КРС. При исправительном учреждении для отбывания наказания судебного правила следует назначить на основании пункта Б части 1 статьи 58 КРС исправительной колонии общего.
It's kind of sad though. So let's go back. Oh, geez. Okay, y'all.
Признать виновным в совершении преступления, предусмотренного части 1 статьи 228, пункта В, часть 2 статьи 229, прим. 1 КРС, и назначить ей наказание по части 1 статьи 228 КРС при лишении свободы на срок 1 год 6 месяцев. По пункту В, часть 2 статьи 229, прим. КРС, без лишения свободы на срок лет со штрафом в размере 1 миллион рублей. На основании части 3, 4, 69 ТР по совокупности преступлений, при том частичного сложения, окончательно назначить ранее Бритни наказание лишения свободы на срок 9 лет со штрафом в размере 1 миллиона рублей с разбиванием наказания в исправительной колонии общего режима. Дополнительное наказание в виде штрафа исполняется самостоятельно, уплатить по реквизитам, указанным в приговоре. Меры пресечения грани в совершении под стражей оставить без изменения. Срок отбытия наказания грани расчисляется со дня вступления приговора в законную силу. В соответствии с частью 3,
Well, I guess you can move to Canada.
время содержания грани под стражей с 18 февраля 2022 года вступления
One less mouth to feed in the U.S.
свободы из расчета 1 день содержания под стражей за 1 день лишения свободы. Вещественные доказательства поступления приговора в законную силу, фактические свидетельства видеофайловые события, хранящиеся при уголовном деле, оставить при уголовном деле. Вещество массами 019-033, которые являются фактическим средством массовой канализации.
Honestly, I don't think anybody should be uncomfortable traveling around the world. You just got to respect the rules of the land that you're in. If you're in Russia, I wouldn't bring a damn Tylenol to Russia. I would never bring any type of drugs to Russia. No way. But she did have a prescription for it, for pain. But yeah, I would never bring nothing through the Kremlin. No, thank you. You just gotta respect the rules of the land wherever you go. That's all. You can't don't bring drugs to that country or try to take it out of the country. Just don't do it. And it's not just Brittney, it's also a Marine that we're fighting to bring back, okay? Well, she's been found guilty.
Кирилл, а тут я не мешаю? Или лучше сюда встать?
Jeff, shut up, okay, dude? Just shut up, okay? Because it's not just about Brittney. It's also a flipping Marine that we're fighting to get back to as well. So what is the result, y'all? Brittney sentenced to 9 years by Russian court. Daunting but expected sentence effectively closes first chapter in her detainment and moves her fate to the diplomatic world. Real length of detention will be however long it takes to reach a deal between the US and Russia. So that is the news. Brittney has been sentenced to 9 years by Russian court. It's official. Brittney has received 9 years, y'all. A lot of people feel like Brittney has been used as a prisoner of war, considering that the Ukraine issue, and for that reason, shame on the country for not truly helping her. It's Russia's law, yes, but you can't tell me they're not going out of their way to make an example out of her because of this crisis. So this is basically it. Brittney, who is a Olympic gold medalist, has been sentenced to 9 years in Russian prison and fined 1 million rubles. It's mind blowing. Good morning. Good morning, sis. How you doing? If y'all ain't already know, y'all better go on and subscribe to Tiara's show, her channel. Check her out. She also has a channel called Crowning Glory Oracle. Check her out as well. I think I have her. If you look at the Beyonce cards, I have her listed under one of the channels to watch. So this is absolutely flipping bananas. Agreed. Yes. They're mad because their dumb so-called leader is seen as weak, cowardly, dumb thug he is. I wouldn't go to that country full of brainless, racist thug. She's definitely a prisoner. She is. She is definitely a prisoner of war. Yes. It's sad. But this is not over yet, okay? Brittney has been found guilty of drug trafficking. That's what they convicted her on. They convicted her on drug trafficking, okay, in Russia for carrying that one cartridge of oil for her pain that she was prescribed. She has been convicted of drug trafficking. She's been sentenced to 9 years in prison, but her attorneys are going to file the appeal immediately. And people are commenting and saying that Brittney's living everyone's worst nightmare, getting caught with a weed cartridge in a foreign land. Russia court just ruled her guilty. And she has been found guilty not of just carrying weed, she's been convicted of drug trafficking. That is how they were able to get her to be sentenced to 9 years and fined $1 million, well, 1 million rubles. Okay, I don't know if a lot of people are for a vape pen. Yes, 9 years for a vape pen and the oil. She has been convicted of drug trafficking. Her attorney is saying that they will be immediately filing an appeal on this case. But they are probably hoping that this trade for her and also a Marine that has been captured will go through, and that she will be, as well as a U.S. Marine, be freed. This is not just Brittney is not just a regular person. This is an Olympic gold medalist.
А ее точно здесь вперед нельзя?
Вы там послушайте, бегайте туда. Ведут? Она там случайно не дает, а то мы здесь. А? Нам тогда тоже.
She has won 2 gold medals. Okay, Brittney. She was only in Russia to supplement her income because, as a women's basketball player, they do not make as much as their male counterpart. So, Brittney was a United States women's Olympic team member in 2016 and led them to victory at the Rio Olympics. In 2022, Brittney protested the Star Spangled Banner and said that she wouldn't be on the court while the national anthem was played during the game openers. In 2021, Brittney was named the United States women's national team for 2020 Olympics, where she won her second gold medal. Brittney is one of 11 women to receive an Olympic gold medal and a NCAA championship, an FBA World Cup gold medal, and a women's basketball championship. What I'm not going to do, and what you're not going to do, at the end of the day, every life is worth saving. Every life is worth saving. And this is something that it was a medication that was prescribed to her by her doctor. It wasn't like she went on the street and got the damn drugs. Okay? Yeah, I know certain people don't give a damn about a black life. I get it. And y'all don't feel like it's worth trading. Okay. And y'all don't feel like a Marine who got captured is worth trading. But I guess the US and Russia do feel like they want to trade as long as it is a balance on what each side getting what they want. This ain't the first go around for people trading stuff, okay? Now it's a problem.
Что ж такое?
Shit, man, it wasn't even traffic. Exactly. They got her on drug trafficking. How do you get her on drug trafficking and she ain't even traffic a drug? Help it make sense, please, y'all. Please. Please and thank you. Oh my gosh. We know it's BS. Drug trafficking, okay, taking drugs across state lines or to other countries for a purpose of selling it. She had a medic card, yep, and her own personal property. How was that trafficking? I don't know. I don't know. They need somebody need to make it make sense. And this is not even cannabis, real cannabis. Like this is hash oil were found in her luggage. She had been entering Russia to play with the Russian Premier League during the Women's National Basketball Association offseason. Her trial began on July 1st, and she has
As well as
pled
here in
guilty to the
Russia,
charges.
was sentenced to 9 years in prison for nothing more than an intentional oversight. This is a miscarriage of justice. The U.S. Department of State has determined that Ms. Griner was wrongfully detained. Nothing in today's decision changes that determination. Together with consular officers from the U.S. Embassy here in Moscow, I attended every session of Ms. Griner's trial. We will continue to be closely engaged in this case. We will remain in frequent contact with Ms. Griner and with her legal team. Secretary of State Blinken, President Biden's national security team, and the entire American government remain committed to bringing Ms. Griner home safely to her family, friends, and loved ones. And I, as Charge d'Affaires of the U.S. Embassy in Moscow, will also do my best to bring her home safely. I will continue to do everything to care for the safety and well-being of Ms. Griner and of all U.S. citizens detained in the Russian Federation. We have no higher priority. Thank you.
Is it still possible to change her?
I have no further comments. Thank you.
Володя, ты писал сам начало? Нет, даже я все равно ни хера. Ну, то есть потому что она будет прилагать усилия, ля-ля-ля, доставить безопасности домой. А остальное, это, конечно, я не говорю.
But them look rough over there in Russia, don't they? Eh?
Can you send that to me?
Well, y'all, what do y'all think? Oh, Haynes is gone. Haynes got blocked. You probably break law daily. I wish Africa would arrest the. Oh, jeez, no. She was everything they hated, black and you. I knew they were going to convict her. I knew her wife is. I know her. I know her wife is sick. Yes. I I was hoping that they would be lenient and not give her the 9 years, but everything that was pointing to them giving her 9 years, and it's ridiculous. It's really sad. I really hope that they were going to be more lenient and not give her the 9 years. But from what my understanding is, some of them actually wanted to give her longer. Some wanted to give her 10 years or 12 years. I don't know, man. I don't believe this. I guess they're waiting because there's supposed to be somebody else coming out to speak. That's why everybody's still hanging out. They're waiting to see if somebody else is going to come out. So, what do y'all think, y'all? 9 years. That's so damn sad. It's 9 years. But everybody keep Brittany in your prayers because there is a possibility, not only for Brittany, I don't want it to just be about Brittany. I know Brittany has been sentenced for 9 years, and I'm not. I'm listen to what I'm trying to say to y'all. I'm hoping that Brittany, as well as the Marine that was captured, that the U.S. and Russia can come to an agreement, and they will be allowed to leave. So this is not over yet. The lawyer is going to file an appeal. The lawyer is going to constantly stay in contact with Brittany. Is so there is going to be, they're going to make sure that she's all right. There's going to be people checking on her to make sure. This is a very high profile case, so nothing will happen, hopefully, to Brittany while she is locked up. But the appeal will happen and negotiations will happen. Negotiations will happen to get her, as well as the soldier Marine that has been captured, released. If y'all want to show support, hit Twitter up. Hit hit Congress, hit them senators up, who are representatives up. Whatever, and protest if you feel that it's wrong to get both of these Americans back on American soil. But as of right now, the lawyers are probably scrambling right now to file the appeal. They're also trying to get in touch with people in the U.S. to try to negotiate her freedom, as well as that military Marine soldier that has been captured as well, and see how they can negotiate this trade. Yeah, right now Russia is yeah. Whew. I was really hoping, strength to this, sweetheart. Hey, Scarlett King, thank you for popping in. I appreciate it, Mama. I appreciate it. It's good to see you. Oh, it's good to see a Raven. Yes, Taurus here. My ex was a Taurus. Ooh, he was crazy. Miss Magic, I knew they convict her too, but 9 years on 9 years on charges is ridiculous. They know this does not amount to trafficking. Exactly. So if y'all, I know it's Brittany has been two-time Olympic winner. Brittany has been sentenced to 9 years in prison. She has been sentenced to 9 years in prison, y'all. She has been convicted of drug trafficking. So right now, the lawyer came out a little while ago and said that they will be doing what they got to do to help this situation. So we'll see, but we cannot let Brittany's situation go silent. The same way folks out here is having blue and yellow flags up for the Ukraine. We need to have the picture of Brittany up on our profiles whatever we got to do to keep it alive and to get her back home. This is ridiculous. She is considered a prisoner of war. This is Russia basically doing this to get their prisoner freed and to flex on the US. Now, the US is the superpower. Supposedly, we are a superpower. So let's see what the power we're going to do. So we're going to have to put a little pressure as well on, hit Twitter, hit Instagram, hit your Facebooks up, use your YouTube, use whatever platforms you got, whatever things you got to say that bring Brittney home. The same way we was putting up yellow and blue flags for Ukraine, we need to put up a picture of Brittney saying bring her home. Bring her home. Bring our Marine home. Bring Brittney home. Bring both of us, bring both of those U.S. captors of prisoners of war home. Bring them home. Yes. At tours here, yeah, 9 years is extreme. It definitely is. It is sad. Have anyone seen the inside of Russian jail? She is in hell on earth in that prison. I thought the Marine had been released. Nope, he has not been released. Um, this is why when I looked at Brittney, she looked totally despondent and out of it. She's not like engaging as far as looking at her translator in the face or anything like that, which is telling me one, either she's not getting proper enough food, she's not getting proper enough sleep, and two, she is losing hope. So things have to change. Hi, Rocky. How you doing? Hello, everyone. Hey, Rocky. It's good to see you. Y'all hit that like button. Please do. Okay? Please. I really much appreciate that. I ain't asking. I'm not asking for donations, okay? I'm just asking for hit that like button, okay? Thank you. Biden needs to do something exactly. Biden right now is fighting C-19. Um, but he's still able to do what he needs to do. So Biden, if Biden has a Twitter account, which I think he does, folks need to hit up his Twitter account and say, bring our US back to soil. Bring Brittney home. Bring the Marine back home. Work on this trade. 9 years, no, exactly. And we all know she is a political prisoner, exactly. And Putin is showing the world how he operates when he doesn't get his way. No wonder the orange orangutan is so in love with Putin. They're both evil. Hello, at Rock Game. Okay, at the Tierra Latrice show. Yes, Biden should have been done something. His administration only amped up activities regarding this issue after the public outcry. And you know what? We need to continue the public outcry. The outcry needs to continue. Okay? The outcry needs to continue. And yes, I'm going to leave that comment up here. You are absolutely 100% right. If y'all ain't subscribed to the Sierra Latrice show, please go on over check her out. She does a lot of news topics, a lot of topics that a lot of people don't touch on. Which as us Ravens, we love intellectual things and opening our minds and stuff. So check out her channel. Her channel is Alien Nation, so she got the aliens going on. Okay. You know how we got us Ravens and Wolves? She got Alien Nation. So check out her channel, all right? And yes, indeed, I agree 100%. Look, that's why I didn't want to stop this live, because there's going to be something else.
Все готовы? Государственный обвинитель Московской прокуратуры по надзору за исполнением законов на воздушном и водном транспорте. Сегодня, 4 августа 2022 года, Химкинским городским судом Московской области вынесен приговор гражданке Соединенных Штатов Америки Грайнер Бритни Эвет. Она осуждена за совершение преступлений, предусмотренных пунктом В части 2 статьи 229 прим. Контрабанда наркотических средств в значительном размере и по части 1 статьи 228 УК РФ незаконное хранение наркотических средств в значительном размере. Судом установлено, что в багаже и ручной клади Грайнер, прибывшей 17 февраля 2022 года, находилось наркотическое средство, масло каннабиса, гашишевое масло общей массой 0,702 грамма. С учетом позиции государственного обвинителя Московской прокуратуры по надзору за исполнением законов на воздушном и водном транспорте, Грайнер судом назначено наказание в виде 9 лет лишения свободы с отбыванием наказания в исправительной колонии общего режима со штрафом в размере 1 миллиона рублей. В законную силу на сегодняшний день приговор не вступил. Спасибо, благодарю за внимание. Благодарю за внимание.
Срок устраивает вас? Господи, вот ты младших не знаю, а их номера показали.
We put a link. Yeah, would you go to take Yevgeny's place?
Yeah, sure.
Pardon, try putting over the link, and then
Hi, Ursula. How you doing? I will definitely show my support for Brittney. I've already changed my profile. My YouTube channel has been changed to Brittney's picture already. Show my support for Brittney. I will change my profile pics on social media platforms and do ribbons and urge those in my city to do so as well. Okay, thank you, Taurus here. This is crazy. 9 years. Yeah. Hello, Raven and everyone. Hi, Ross Mix. How you doing? 9 years. They have made Brittney a prisoner of war and have declared her a drug trafficker because she was convicted for drug trafficking and received 9 years in prison, a Russian prison. And imagine, she doesn't speak fluent Russian. This is going to be hard for her to be in that Russian prison, not speaking the language. They're still out there waiting because they're going to keep updating people as they go along.
Yes.
А сейчас в Австрии будет выпивать. Или сейчас его все.
Now, here's an update for y'all, okay? Joe Biden calls Brittney's sentence unacceptable. Okay, so Biden is starting to do something. President Joe Biden on Thursday, which is today, said the 9-year sentence handed down to Brittney by a Russian court for drug smuggling is unacceptable.
Должность назвала, а как звать, не сказал.
So he's saying it's unacceptable. Today, American citizen Brittney received a prison sentence that is one more reminder of what the world already knew. Russia is wrongfully detaining Brittney. It is unacceptable, and I call on Russia to release her immediately so she can be with her wife, loved ones, friends, and teammates, Biden says in a statement. He continues, my administration will continue to work tirelessly and pursue every possible avenue to bring Brittany and Paul home safely as soon as possible. The Russian court says that Brittany committed the crime deliberately and sentenced her to 9 years of jail time and fined her 1 million rubles, which roughly amounts to 16,400. So $16,000 400. Brittany was arrested with less than 1 gram of hash oil in her luggage at a Moscow International Airport on February 17th. The sentences comes after CNN has reported that the U.S. made a substantial offer with Russia of a proposed prisoner swap for both Paul as well as Brittany. Paul, a U.S. citizen and former Marine, was arrested in Moscow on espionage charges in 2018 and subsequently sentenced to 16 years in prison in a trial U.S. officials denounced as unfair. So I'm giving you everything as it's coming in. I'm trying to make sure y'all get the most up to date information. So Joe Biden is well aware of the case, the verdict, and he is working with his administration team to get her out immediately as soon as possible. But we can't just take it on the word now. Change your pictures if you want to. Put hashtag Brittany, bring Brittany home, hashtag bring Paul home. Keep the pressure going. Keep this in the media because the more attention that it receives, the chances that they will get this done as quickly as possible. And Brittany will not have to serve no more than probably 2 weeks, if that, in prison. Please. No one deserves to spend 9.5 years for what they legally carried. So Joe Biden, our president, has spoken out already. So he is aware and he is going to continue to work to try to get her out as well as the former Marine. So yes, he's talking. Whew, this is deep. Russia did this to show power. Russia did this to show power. But they're saying that the Russian president is not at full strength. He has not been his healthiest lately, and that he's starting to appear weak. So this might be his way of appearing strong when he is physically starting to break down.
Я не все могу раскрывать. Мне нравится форматик. У нас модернизировано. Да, в принципе, да.
Свидание, спасибо вам,
Спасибо вам огромное.
Whew. Well, thank you. I'm very, very thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So this is the only one I can.
такая, видишь, прикольно. Про кровать, что и кровать.
Нет, мне больше понравилось.
Oh my God. You are very much so welcome. You're very much so welcome. You are. You know, you're very much so welcome. Tourists here. Thank you. I love your updated picture. Oh my gosh, I love it. Taurus, I love your picture. That you made that transformation quick, Taurus.
Добрый вечер.
Taurus here, I love your new picture.
Не очень долго, пока
Definitely.
не можем понять.
Thank you.
Но мы
Uh-oh.
по
Let me
впечатлению
turn it up.
произошедшего
Hopefully they're speaking English.
удивлены. Считаем, что, конечно, такой приговор не соответствует тому, что было совершено. Более того, он идет абсолютно вразрез с существующей судебной практикой по этой статье. С учетом количества вещества, с учетом признания вины, мы, конечно, будем обжаловать, будем подавать апелляцию. Мы, конечно, не согласны и очень удивлены и разочарованы решением Химкинского суда сегодня.
Как у Бритни вообще настроение, состояние?
Плохое.
Какие новости в обмене есть, возможно? Или пока вот не
Может
говорят?
быть, услышим, не знаем. С нами не обсуждают это.
А до рассмотрения вашей апелляции, конечно, обмен невозможен. Правильно понимаю?
Знаете, это вопрос не к нам, это вопрос скорее к представителям МИДа.
В любом случае, обмен возможен после приговора.
Скажите,
Это
пожалуйста,
главное.
вы в случае, если апелляция не будет удовлетворена, вы допускаете возможность подачи прошения помилования?
Знаете, мы будем рассматривать любые возможности, исходя из ситуации, исходя из пожелания нашей подзащитной, ее состояния, пожелания ее семьи. Будем делать все возможное, чтобы она как можно скорее оказалась на свободе в любом случае. Конечно, она не должна 9 лет.
Нет,
Пока
конечно.
нет, конечно, еще.
А сроки обжалования? Уточните, пожалуйста.
10 дней у нас есть на подачу.
А в какой суд будет?
Even with captions on, you can't get nothing.
Областной суд.
Этап обжалования обязателен, если возможно обмен потом, или не обязательно?
Этап обжалования обязателен, когда приговор абсолютно не соответствует практике, которая существует. Если вы посмотрите статистику судебную, то не менее трети россиян по аналогичным обвинениям получают условный срок. И все остальные получают где-то в районе низшего предела 229 статьи, но никак не 9.
Считаете ли вы это дело политическим?
Посмотрим.
Посмотрим, да.
Один день, замена на один день посчитали на 2, это нормально?
Полтора.
Для полтора.
На один посчитали.
Нет, это зависит от определенной судом определенного типа колонии.
Что Бритни вам сказала про приговор?
Те, кто были журналистов в зале суда, видели реакцию Бритни?
They need a damn translator when they talk.
Бритни очень расстроена.
Она
Ей сложно говорить на самом деле.
передала нам сообщение для семьи, которое, естественно, не для прессы.
А вы в ближайшее время посетите его изолятор, может, как проконсультируетесь с ней насчет дальнейших действий, кроме подачи жалобы?
Конечно, мы ее посетим. Мы не можем ее оставить в такой ситуации. При первой возможности к ней пойдем, конечно.
Получается, держите связь с семьей, что семья говорит про нее?
Семья хочет, чтобы Бритни вернулась домой.
Кто ждет ее дома?
Все. Вся семья, все спортивное сообщество Соединенных Штатов, игроки сборной баскетбола женской, мужской, все ждут дома.
Бритни, дали возможность совершить звонок родителям или жене?
У нас
Мы еще
есть,
ждем.
у нас есть разрешение, но не было технической возможности.
God is dealing with them, and He will continue to be weak and a failure.
Знаете, это вопрос
Thank
скорее
you.
посольству,
Gotta
нам, но,
support
вероятно, у них должен быть доступ
Brittney.
к своим
Bring
гражданам.
Brittney home. Yes.
Мы полагаем,
This
что да.
is the same.
Венская
Thanks for
конвенция
covering Brittney.
обязывает Россию
No,
допускать
don't thank me. I had to cover it because you know what? It's sad. It's really sad what she's going through. It's heartbreaking. It really is.
Он выполняет СИЗО в Москве эту обязанность свою или причинит препятствия, как вы оцениваете?
Знаете, у нас в действительности нет никаких жалоб на следственный изолятор.
Они соблюдают все, что положено.
Да, бывает гораздо.
Спасибо.
Спасибо большое.
Можно представиться? Юридическая фирма работает. Please switch.
Like, they need to give us some in English.
Как может быть English speaking? Yeah. Did you expect that the verdict will be that severe?
No, we did not.
What do you feel now?
We feel disappointment. You know, when we saw Brittney, I think it was Tuesday, and we told her, see you on Thursday, and she said, see you on Doomsday. So looks like she was right.
Plan to appeal to Biden again?
Well, it's up to Brittney, it's up to her family, it's up to her agents. We are only responsible for legal aspects here in Russia.
And what are your next steps?
We will file an appeal.
Were there any consultations with the US Embassy about whether or not to file an appeal?
No, that's only the consultation with our client, only with Brittney. She makes this decision, not the embassy.
Do you think that the court was trying to speed up the kind of conclusion of the case today? Did you expect there to be a sentence today?
Well, we anticipated that it could happen.
Do you think that says anything about the situation with the case and what they want to do?
Not really.
Were you surprised that they didn't? The court seemed to reject a lot of your arguments
They-
today, if
they
not
did.
all of them.
Almost all of
Why?
them, I think. We cannot explain. We will review the verdict. We just got the copy, so we'll need to read it carefully and to understand what the court arguments. But yes, they rejected almost everything. She's very upset, very stressed, and she's, well, she can hardly talk, honestly. So
Told y'all,
It's
I
difficult
told you she looks
time
very
for her.
despondent. Like she's out of it.
Yeah, much stricter.
much stricter. 10 years is maximum.
What's the usual kind of average that people get for similar or less or so? Have you ever
The average is 5 years or around 5 years, and almost a third of the people convicted get the parole. She hopes for.
She hopes. She does not expect, but she hopes.
How will she be able to pay the fine? Does she have any, what's the procedure financially?
Well, I think we'll do it. I mean, it's not a rocket science. That's doable.
Did you say anything else about the conditions in jail or anything like that? Just in terms of if you have any complaints about she's not treated inside?
We just spoke to your Russian colleagues, so I mean, we had no complaints. She is treated fine, so no complaints.
Really good. From the consular officials, yes. From the
From us,
lawyers,
yes.
of course. Other people, family or friends, relatives, it's up to the institution who's handling the case. And at this point, it's somewhere between this court and the Moscow Regional Court.
And the phone calls with the family hasn't happened.
Not yet.
Not yet.
So she was not.
She has the permission. We had a problem once, and after that it was back and forth from the main jail to the temporary jail in this area. So it was just a logistics problem, but we hope that the phone call will happen maybe next week.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Do
you.
we have something?
No,
No, I think we've
no,
said all we wanted.
nothing more to say.
Thank you very much.
Shoot, they look about as devastated as Brittney looked on the decision. So that's why I didn't want to end the live, because I wanted to see, because they kept waiting out there. So I'm like, okay, there's got to be more information, more that they got to tell us. Okay, and now they've muted it, so that means that's it. That's all they're going to get from this. Y'all just keep her and keep both of them in your prayers that they get back on U.S. soil soon. And I have a feeling with the way Biden is going, I have a feeling that they're going to bring her home. They're going to bring them both home. Just keep that pressure. Change your pictures if y'all want to. Do what you have to do to show support if you want to. But you know what? Yes. Yep. Prayers. Thank you, Wu Chow. No amount of appeals filed will free her because to let her go on appeals, Putin's so-called justice system looks weak. That's like throwing in the towel politically speaking. So it's all for theatrics. Correct. You're right. You're right. But what is going to happen is there's going to be a negotiation. Now, if this negotiation is going to be successful, I don't know. But there definitely is going to be a negotiation. And the only thing I can do is just pray. Just pray on it. Pray on it. The full moon is coming up for me, so and for a lot of us ladies who are spiritual, light a candle for her. I definitely will light a candle for. I'm gonna look up what her astrology sign is or whatever, what her birth date, and I'm gonna light a candle for her on the full moon and hope for her freedom and hope for her for the best for her. That's all I can do. And that's all we can do is keep pressure. Right on Biden's Twitter account. Ask for both of these prisoners of war to be freed. Keep her name in the algorithm. Continue to talk about her. Continue to talk about both of them. And with that, and us not letting this die down, you cannot let this die down. You have to continue to talk about it. You have to continue to post about it. You have to, if with that, they will try to get her home as soon as possible. But if we do not talk about her, we do not keep it out there. We don't keep it the pressure going. Then they don't feel like they're going to have to do what they need to do. So we have to do our parts as well to get them both home. This isn't the end of it. And on that note, I've been up here for an hour and 7 minutes with y'all. I love you all, but I still got some other content that I need to be putting together. Okay. 50 Cent is getting sued for his Black Mafia situation he got going on. Yeah, he is being sued. The Joker movie's coming out and he about to get paid $20 million for that. So I got some other stuff that I got, and Kylie Jenner is accused of a whole bunch of stuff. So I got some things that I need to do. Oh my gosh. It's crazy. I honestly do not believe that this is, I don't believe this is happening. Honestly. Like I really am not believing that this is what's going on. Oh wait,
rights offenses, unlawful conspiracies, and unconstitutional use of force. And again, Garland says that the officers should never have been at Taylor's apartment.
The federal charges announced today allege that members of the Place-Based Investigations Unit falsified the affidavit used to obtain the search warrant of Ms. Taylor's home, that this act violated federal civil rights laws, and that those violations resulted in Ms. Taylor's death.
The AG went on to say, quote, Breonna Taylor should be alive today. Also, moments ago, Attorney Ben Crump spoke after the charges were announced. Here's some of what he said.
Yeah, they deserve a round of applause. We also have the leader of the National Urban League here in Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville Urban League. She deserves a promotion.
Bring that Goodwill news back, yes.
Dequan Reynolds.
Thanks, Nathan. You're welcome, Scarlett King. Good child. Hey,
we have
child.
Brianna's aunt, who was advocating on the front line even before the legal team got here. And so Auntie Bianca Austin deserves a great round of applause. We salute you, Queen. We love you. We love you. We also have Brianna's sister. She's very shy. Janiyah Homer. And then certainly the angel of this moment, who for, as she reminded the Attorney General, Lanita, 874 days. She has been praying and fighting every day.
See what I'm saying?
Mika Palmer, the mother of Breonna Taylor.
You can't let up. You gotta keep praying. You gotta keep fighting. You can't let things die down. And I give her credit. She made it let go. She continued to fight.
So this day is about her and her family. It's about Breonna and all the other Breonnas across America, the black women who have been denied justice throughout the history of this country when they have been abused, assaulted, murdered, raped, and disregarded.
People talk a lot about this man, but he get it done though.
Because of Breonna Taylor, we can say this is a day that black women saw equal justice in the United States of America. She's looking down from heaven today. But the first thing I will say is thank God.
He about to cry.
That Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron did not get the last word in regards to justice for Breonna Taylor.
This is Louisville, Kentucky. Okay, just coming in. This is
we are
just
so
coming
thankful to Attorney General Merrick Garland, Assistant Attorney General, Head of the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice, Kristen Clark, and the attorneys on their team and the local.
You have been listening to Attorney Ben Crump speak after those federal charges were announced against 4 officers involved in the death of Breonna Taylor. CBS News legal contributor Rebecca Roife joins us now for more on this. Rebecca, welcome. How significant are the charges against these former and current Louisville officers?
Very significant. You know, I think it's important to realize here that the charges are against the officers who sought that search warrant. The officers who executed the search warrant were unaware of the fact that these officers who got the search warrant had lied in their application. And that is indeed what led to this catastrophe here. And it really is a sign that we need to let the justice system do its work to uncover the facts in order to fully understand what happened so that we can hold the right people responsible in situations like this.
Rebecca, could you break down these specific charges for us?
Boyfriend
what do they entail?
Did not stop fighting for her.
Yes, so the charges are against 4 different officers here, and the main charges are against 3 who apparently conspired to lie in order to obtain this search warrant. What they essentially said was that the boyfriend was receiving packages, the boyfriend who was a suspect in their ongoing narcotics investigation was receiving packages at Breonna Taylor's house when in fact he was not. And that is what led the judge to issue this search warrant for the home of Breonna Taylor. So they never should have been there. The officers who were executing this warrant never should have been there because there was not probable cause to show that the evidence of the drugs or the drug dealer, the narcotics that was trafficking that was going on was happening at her apartment. So that is the key charges here. And then there was an effort by these officers to cover this up. 2 of the officers, in fact, as Attorney General Garland said, met in a garage after the death of Breonna Taylor to come up with a false story. And so that is an obstruction of justice charge. And finally, there is a charge against the officer who shot a number of shots through the curtained window for using excessive force. Now, those shots were not the shots that killed Breonna Taylor, which is why he was not brought up on state charges, but this officer brought up on charges because it is a civil rights violation. So that's basically a breakdown of this investigation. There's also another civil investigation into patterns and practices in the Louisville Police Department that may also be in violation of federal law.
I mean, just listening to you, I'm having a real moment here because in 20 years of journalism, I'm used to covering stories, right? Where you do a story on police misconduct and the people involved in the moment, right? Those who fired the shots, went through the door, held accountable. It is so rare that we actually see accountability brought amongst those who were involved on the front office end, so to speak, right? Those who led the others down a road that arguably didn't exist. Have you ever seen this in your career happen quite like this?
Ben Crump.
Well, I mean, I haven't seen anything quite like this, but I do think, you know, it is, again, an incident like this happens, it provokes, you know, understandable and intense emotions, but the law requires long and detailed investigations by professionals. And I think this is a sign of that working because the officers who were there, who fired the shots, you know, it was a terrible tragedy. They should never have been there. They didn't know anything about this lie. And so, you know, it would have been a miscarriage of justice if those officers were charged with murder. So, in fact, the right thing here was to carefully view the facts and figure out who was responsible for this situation. And I think it's, you know, really remarkable that the Department of Justice seems, again, you know, this is only allegations, this is only an indictment, but it seems as if they've done a careful investigation that has led to a deeper understanding of the facts and getting to the people who are actually responsible for this. And I agree with you that it is important to do that, to work up the line, to figure out who is, you know,
who's behind these
situations rather than, you know, kind of reacting in the moment and going after whoever it seems is closest.
And at the end of the day, we lost a woman who really was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And all of this conspiracy, it's heartbreaking. Rebecca Royfee, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You are welcome. All right, first time jobless claims are up again.
Okay, and that is the final report. I want to say thank you to every last one of you that came through. Wu Chow, I appreciate you coming through. Ursula, thank you, Wu Chow, for coming through. Ursula, thank you for coming through. Terrence, thank you. Taurus here, thank you for coming through. I don't know why I said Terrence. Lord Jesus, I know what Terrence though. Scarlett King, thank you. Kiki, which is crazy because, you know, my nickname as a kid by my little baby sister is Kiki. So I always take that as a good sign when I see you up in the room. Ross Mix, thank you for coming through as well. Raque, thank you. The Tierra Latrice Show, thank you for coming through. Miss Magic, thank you for coming through. And everybody else who did come through, I appreciate you. And on that note, y'all have a blessed and beautiful day. Yes, Lord, finally. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Hashtag bring Brittney home. Hashtag bring Paul home. And hashtag justice for Breonna Taylor. You know, I tell you, people put this much energy. Real talk, and I'm not bashing anybody's movement or whatever but you know, if people really put this much energy out, like I would love to see if people put as much energy as they do as hating and tearing people down, as much as they try to do, use that same energy to get justice for people. You know how far we be in life, I tell you. If we really put the energy that we need to put it in, we put so much energy in bullish that don't matter, that can't make a difference for our children and for ourselves in life. We put too much energy in the bullish, the fuck shit. Real talk. But the important things that matter, you can get 4,000 people in a room to tear a person down and to spread rumors about a person and talk ish about a person. But when it comes to saving our own, it be what? A few people in the room. Why is that? We need to have equal amount of energy for the bullshit and the equal amount for things that matter to make changes in our lives. We got to have a balance, baby. It just can't be us, focusing on the crap that don't matter. Because there's a lot of real going on where laws are being changed, people are being killed, all of these stuff, injustices are happening. We need to really make some changes, y'all. And I have no problem or no issue fighting for what I believe is right. And what I believe is Brittany and Paul need to come home, and justice needs to been served for Breonna Taylor. And on that note, I love you all. May the universe keep you safe from harm and your family safe as well. And may you always be prosperous and have food on your table. Amen. I got to go. I gotta go. I love you all. But it's time for me to be out. And that's all my tea. Bye, y'all. Ravens and Wolves, we out. I'll catch y'all later on the next live, okay? Love y'all. Now, yes, bring Brittany home. Thank you, Kiki. I appreciate it. On that note, I'm out. I got to go. Love you all. Be safe out there, y'all. Bye.